at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Where there's smoke, there's flavor, and there's plenty of it at the Smokehouse at Super Savor and Russ's Market. Award-winning old world recipes made in Lincoln since 1984 with many flavors of smoked sausage and brats to choose from. The Smokehouse has something special for every season: brats and sausages for the grill, beef sticks and beef jerky for snacking, and smoked salmon, smoked turkey, or smoked hams for your holiday feast. Stop by the Smokehouse at Super Savor and Russ's Market today to fulfill your search for real flavor. Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
93.7 The Ticket Sports News Go now.
Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Nick Wyman with your sports update. The Nebraska softball team began postseason play with a victory over Michigan in the Big Ten softball tournament quarterfinals. On Friday, the Cornhuskers battle Indiana in the Big Ten softball tournament semifinals, with first pitch scheduled for 4 p.m. Central Time and can be seen on Big Ten Network. Staying on the diamond, the Nebraska baseball team returns home for the Cornhuskers' final regular season homestand with a 3-game set against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Carson Yassa will take them out as the Friday night starter for the Cornhuskers. The Cornhuskers battle their conference rivals this weekend and start the series on Friday with first pitch scheduled for 6 p.m. Central Time at Hawks Field at Haymarket Park. After just 58 pitches thrown across 3 innings, Kansas City Royals starting pitcher Cole Reagans exited the Royals' 3-1 loss to the Guardians on Wednesday with left triceps and elbow soreness. He'll undergo further testing and evaluation, determine the severity and next steps. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here at 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome in. Don't Punt the Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got the morning Pierson-El streaming in. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. Starter him and text line. Always open to you guys. Facebook, YouTube, X, Owl Channel 961. Great ways to put a face to the voice. Good morning, Pierson-El, man. How's it going on a Thursday, May 7th?
Not too bad. Not too bad. One day closer to Friday.
Indeed, one day closer to Friday and one day closer to watching some Husker baseball as they take on the Iowa Hawkeyes starting tomorrow.
Boo.
Oh, I'm going to be there Saturday. And tomorrow, I've never lost to the Hawkeyes. I've never had to participate in the sporting event, but at least I haven't witnessed the Hawkeyes beat us in anything. So hopefully that luck pays off on Saturday. But softball also in some action earlier today. They got a 4-2 win over Michigan, 9-seeded Michigan in the Big Ten softball tournament. They advance to play number 4 Indiana tomorrow, 5 p.m., and then they will be waiting to see who they play in. If they win it, they got to beat Indiana to make the championship game. But on the other side of the bracket, you will have number 7 Wisconsin facing number 3 UCLA. UCLA just got a win earlier, a little bit ago, versus Penn State, 6-1. So you're looking at Indiana, Nebraska, other side, Wisconsin, UCLA. That is your semifinals for the Big Ten softball tournament. Nebraska doesn't need it, but another piece of hardware doesn't hurt to hang up to go win another Big Ten tournament. So with that being said, we'll obviously keep you updated with those games. And then baseball, big weekend. Still a chance to host regionals, beat Iowa, win that series, beat Creighton, beat Minnesota, win that series. And you probably got to win a couple Big Ten tournament games, but they still might be in play to host a regional. If not, punch their ticket in at the very least. A couple more things, then we'll fully dive into it. Basketball. Detroit Pistons get a win, 107-97 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then currently the Lakers have a 2-point lead over the OKC Thunder, 63-61, and pretty early into the third quarter with about 10 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Good morning, Pierson-El. I want to ask you some NBA questions. I've been doing this with some of the other shows with Nick Wyman and Austin Orman earlier. We'll talk some NBA, but let's also talk a little bit of NBA lottery. You have about 12 teams that have potential to get that first pick in the NBA lottery. And I want you to tell me, who would you just prefer? Total bias, you get to give them the number 1 pick. Who would you give and why? At number 1, the best chances, and some of these will be tied, the Washington Wizards have 14% chance. Indiana Pacers have a 14% chance. Same thing with the Brooklyn Nets. The Utah Jazz, it drops to 11.5. Sacramento Kings, same thing. Memphis Grizzlies, 9% chance. The Hawks, 6.8. Mavericks, 6.7. My Chicago Bulls, your Chicago Bulls got a 4.5% chance for the number 1 overall pick. The Milwaukee Bucks have 0% chance, but they do have a 14% chance to win a top 4 pick, not including the 1. Golden State Warriors have a 2% chance, and the OKC Thunder have a 1.5% chance to still get the number 1 overall pick. And the Miami Heat, Charlotte Hornets, both with about around 1% chance to get the number 1 overall pick.
I thought the Bulls traded up, gave up all of their picks or anything like that. They still have a first round pick.
With the way the lottery works, yeah, they still have the potential to get.
I mean, bias wise, yes, the Bulls. Outside of the Bulls, all of those teams are terrible. I would guess. I think a team that has some potential with guys on a roster that can do something with a few plug and play pieces, what I think would be the Grizzlies. I think that would be interesting.
Pacers and Grizzlies would be the 2 teams for me that fit that category.
Mm-hmm.
If Halliburton's got to come back, obviously, but then you're looking at a core with Halliburton and Siakam, and then if you can add a Cuff, Dibanza, whoever it may be, like, you can plug and play those guys and go compete, as opposed to going to, say, the Brooklyn Nets There's heavy NBA fans that can maybe name 5 players on that roster before they run out.
I couldn't name one.
It's okay. I mean, I'll be honest, you're not missing a whole lot of action down there in Brooklyn. They could desperately use a pick, but I don't know how much it's going to move the needle for that franchise. Like I said, selfishly, I obviously would want the Bulls. There is one team out there, DeMornay, that I kind of want them to get the number 1 pick. Not just because it would be.
Is it a team in California?
No, it's a team south of us, not too far away.
Okay. Dallas?
Nope.
Okay.
And I say this because it's a lesson to the rest of the NBA, and I'd be curious to see what the media's reaction of how to just own everybody and dominate in picks and know how to really move your roster around.
If you say
OKC Thunder, thank you, Clippers, have a chance for the number 1 overall pick. You want to put a master's clinic on how to operate within the NBA? Thunder. They win that. They get that pick somehow.
I don't even think they would necessarily use it. I think they would trade it and get more picks for later down the line, because at some point in time, a lot of people are going to be coming up, on contract type stuff and situation. You can use those picks to kind of trade players away and plug and play new guys to kind of keep it kind of going. So if that does happen, I mean, is the number 1 pick necessarily needed? No, trade it and get some capital.
And I agree. I think that's probably what they would do. Or if they're really in love with the guy, maybe they do pick up like Dibanza if they think that maybe wouldn't be the fit. Maybe a Boozer would be better. But I just think that'd be incredible. The Thunder, for as many complaints that people have about the Oklahoma City Thunder and calling them free throw merchants, and maybe they do flop a little bit more than they should. At the same time, they're also just way better about handling the business side of the NBA than about all these other teams right now. I mean, there's a reason they're so good, and it's not because they get the whistle from the refs. It's because they built themselves into an absolute monster of young players that are still developing and are currently the best players or the best team in the entire NBA. I just think for the sake of other GMs noticing and catching on how to operate, it'd be funny for those guys. Not just funny, but also a nice lesson to everybody out there. Like, this is how you operate with your picks. You load up and you make trades, and even when you have enough, go get more. Hence the pick that they have this year via the Los Angeles Clippers. Like, keep stacking your future odds so that there's always a window to back out into. And even when you're good in your scenario, you can even trade the pick because that's how good you are. And what kind of capital would you get for that? So, I wouldn't do it because I love the Thunder. I just, the idea of the Thunder winning it would be such a masterclass to wrap up what they've been doing already.
That would just absolutely piss me off. I'm just
you and a lot of others.
I mean, I like them. I think they're not in a category of like when I hated or couldn't stand the Warriors. Like, they're not there yet, but I have a small dislike for them. Like, I think they're a good team. Like, I'll watch them and everything like that, but they're not to the point of where the Warriors was. Like, I couldn't stand the Warriors.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, watching the Thunder drives me nuts because there's times when they flop and they're good enough not to need to. Every team does it, but the Thunder are so good that it really irks me when I see them doing it. That part's annoying, but I see that in every game now, and I feel like I have to say that every time because the Thunder fans will grab their pitchforks and torches and come storm 1040 O Street and say I'm being unfairly mean to the Thunder. They're a very devoted fan base. They'll defend SGA and that team all the way to the top of the hill. Tip your cap for that. But, they don't bother me the same way that some teams in the past were. And I don't want to get to a point to where you mentioned that Warriors team is frustrating as it maybe was to watch the Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They didn't play soft.
You could also say that was the best playoffs we've seen in a long time. Were those teams going at it? So as annoying as it was, since then, you've had the Celtics get one, the Nuggets get one. You had a Mickey Mouse title with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Warriors actually popped up and stole another one out of nowhere. The Bucks got one. We've kind of hit this era where it feels like anybody it can really win it. It doesn't feel like there's a dominant head collision coming on between the East and West. And really, the East hasn't had it since LeBron left. And the Warriors, there's so many good teams in there. But
who would you say would be or has the potential to be that next kind of, I don't even want to say dynasty, but what team has the potential to go on a run that we've seen with the Warriors, or a run that we've seen like with Miami, or a run that we've seen some of those top franchises for dominance for a while?
Thunder. It's Thunder, and then what does the Spurs do this offseason? Because the Spurs, if anyone missed game 2 between Timberwolves and Spurs, the Spurs said, yeah, game 1 wasn't even close to what we are. I think it was a 47-point spread by the time that game finished. The Spurs won over the Timberwolves. Yikes. So the Spurs down the road, I think, could build up into that. We'll see. Maybe it's already here. If they end up facing the Thunder, if they both make it to the conference finals, you could see it right then and there. The Nuggets, they got to figure something out. You've had multiple years where Jokic has given you unreal numbers.
Are you moving off of Murray?
I don't know if I'm moving off of Murray. I need to find some bigs that are going to hide the weaknesses of Jokic. Because even with like the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was Rudy Gobert really causing issues, but they also had guys like Julius Randle, where you have those bigs where I think it was tough at times for Jokic offensively, because there wasn't really anybody else that could match up with that pairing with those two on the court. So he would get doubled a lot of times if he had the ball, and they did a good job. They got to figure out the weaknesses of Jokic. And when I say weaknesses, it's insane. The guy averaged like 28, 12, and something. He averaged triple-double. Like, he's more than a positive player. But if you want to win and be a finals team year in, year out, I think you got to figure out something to like what's best paired with Jokic that not only highlights his best abilities, like Aaron Gordon. Thank you very much. Like Aaron Gordon does, and find yourself a guy that defensively though is also going to cover for your guy Jokic, and not demand him to, he's not the most athletic center. We all know that at this point. Have to have some of those tougher matchups, and to me, that's how the Nuggets fix it. But like I said, that's 6 years in a row of Jokic putting up unreal numbers, and they only got one championship out of it.
But they only got one. I thought they at least got 2.
Just one, which is crazy.
Because I was thinking of the Nuggets around that situation, but I like I said, I know they were on that level. I guess they were in it and around it, but yeah,
pretty much been the Nuggets. They've just been in and around it, and they've won it one time. And to me, when you have a generational player like Jokic, you're missing the mark. You're not going to get a guy like him anytime soon again. So you have to figure out how to win now. And they did get one. It's how many more can you get? But then, of course, they fired Mike Malone at weird timing last season, which never made a ton of sense. And this year, they kept the head coach. They didn't fire him before the playoffs start, and they were still first round exit. So it is what it is. They got to figure out to capitalize on that timeline before it's too late and done. Thunder is the only other team.
That old coach is now at North Carolina, right?
Yeah, Mike Malone.
Do you think he can get pulled away to that Orlando job?
So what I think happens, I think Dusty May for Michigan is rumored to be moving to the NBA, and Todd Golden, Florida head coach, is being rumored to head to the NBA. If I'm the Orlando Magic, give me Dusty May. If I'm the Warriors, give me Todd Golden. If Steve Kerr decides to move on. I don't think, not now, of course, but down the road, I can see a team taking a flyer on Mike Malone. Mike Malone, his daughter plays volleyball actually down there at North Carolina, which makes sense for him to be there. I can see Mike Malone doing okay at North Carolina, and then a few years in, he walks out of the contract, and he'll take the penalties on it, and he goes back to the NBA. I see it being a few years down the road for a guy like Mike Malone, but I think he will be back in the NBA someday.
I don't doubt that. I just thought it would be interesting.
Would you take Dusty May for the Magic job, the Michigan head coach?
I think he's a better candidate out of the two, but I mean, you have a championship caliber team. I mean, like I said, if you can get UNC's coach I mean, he knows what it takes. He's right then and there. He's developed stuff and everything like that. I mean, I think that's an easy plug and play. Not to say that the Michigan coach can't, but he's already been on that level. He's won at that level and whatnot. And if you want changes and everything like that, I think he's a person that you would be able to see faster results right then and there.
Yeah, I'm a hard split with these
because I mean you fired a guy that has done well, has been doing good for the organization and everything like that, and you fire him because of what you want more out of it. So
I love Mike Malone. I have no idea.
You're going to go with somebody who's kind of unproven or not proven necessarily to be of championship caliber at the NBA level. Like that's kind of hustling backwards, isn't it?
I think, well, if the ability's there, if I can realistically poach Mike Malone, I just think that's dead in the water. He's all signed up with UNC. I don't think I'll get there. But if it was between the two, I'm going Mike Malone. We said this when he first got fired. I thought a team would be quick to try to get him on board. And he took a year off, and I thought, okay, well, let's see. And I was very surprised that UNC was where he ended up. Now, I think he'll have success there in college. I don't think he'll have nearly as much as he did in the NBA, and that's why I think he'll have a few years where he'll do enough. But I think it'll be one of those decisions where they move on, and both parties will somewhat be okay with it. But for the Magic, I think you're sitting there looking at guys like Stackhouse Stotts. You got to find assistant coaches, or you got to go to Todd Golden or Dusty May. Like those are the college coaches that are maybe interested or left that you could pull up. Otherwise, you could try Doc Rivers. If you want to go that route.
Absolutely not.
So that's what I thought. So, I mean, if you can't get Malone, which I think that's out of the water, give me May. I think Golden would be a better fit for the Warriors. He's got connections there. And if I can't get any of those guys, just somebody not Doc Rivers. And that's no disrespect to Doc Rivers. Great coach, spent a lot of time, but I don't know what else you can see out of him to think like that's the guy that's going to change my franchise around. He hasn't really had that impact for a while. And the Bucks thing certainly blew up in their face when they brought in Doc Rivers after firing Budenholzer and that whole fiasco. So it'll be interesting. It's some teams to keep an eye on through the coaching searches, especially the Warriors. Does Steve Kerr walk out and decide I'm going to hang it up? The Magic, they need one. Do they go the college route with Dusty May, or is Todd Golden, secretly a bigger target? Or is he pretty much a guaranteed lock to head over to the Warriors? Some unique things to watch there. And honestly, if I'm Dusty May or any of those other coaches, with the craziness that is going on in sports, like we're talking a 76-team March Madness bracket. Every year, this stuff changes. New teams in the conference. I would much rather be an NBA coach than a college basketball coach right now.
I think it's way more. It's college coaching, period. There's a lot that comes with it. And it's not to say it's not business, but there's a lot of courting that you have to do, and a lot of other stuff that makes that process a lot more difficult and whatnot. The pro level is the pro level. It's more situated, understanding you. It's a different monster, but it's more of a controlled chaos type of monster.
Absolutely. We got one off of YouTube here. We can answer this one before we get out of here. TMZ on YouTube says a football question. We can talk about football later as well. Says Nebraska football, how did our recruiting ranking slide from 21st best in 2025 to 103rd in 2026? No one is talking about it. What is going on with the GM? Questions need to be asked and answered. So what I can describe in a very easy way is 2025 was a great year recruiting on paper. You can make about what the performance of those guys have been. And this is what 247 had. They finished 20 overall in 2025. 2026, what the texter is wondering about, 71. And then back to 2027, we're back up to 25. We really loaded up in that 27 class, and we got a lot of players there. That 25 class just isn't very heavy. And there's a few reasons for that with some of the older players, but it was just a year where we didn't necessarily need to bring in a ton of players. And that's the best way I can put it. Otherwise, the class recruiting strength, it's maybe dropped a little bit, but we're not one of those schools that's going to be flirting around 75 and under for the time, unless things go really, really south this upcoming year. this 2027 class back up to 25. Like, that's still kind of the norm for recruiting. That's how I describe it, DeMornay, unless you got a better way.
No, I mean, it wasn't a lot of splash moves and everything like that, and people are already, trending in a negative way. So, I mean, it's people's opinions that, they're assuming or guessing of what it's going to be. I would take that with a grain of salt, and just kind of see how things kind of pan out, because you can have classes like that, but impact players that come in and take things off. Then it's like, oh, well, this was great, and nobody's kind of seen it coming. So it's kind of give or take. It's like a seesaw. It goes up and down. So it's not.
And we only enrolled 8 players out of the 26 class, so that's part of it as well. Only 8 guys. That's not going to put you in top tier category. Now, if you wanted them to go get some more players, like, that's an argument you can have. But there just simply wasn't a lot of guys that they went out and grabbed simply because they didn't think they needed to, or because the timeline of some of the players that they had, there was no reason to go double dip and recruit in that position.
Plus, on top of that, I mean, again, they still cut down the roster, so that's going to impact how many people that you can actually kind of bring in. So it's still new. It's still, a hurdle that teams are figuring out. So, I mean, I would say probably you'll see things change. I would say give it at least probably 4 years to kind of really gauge kind of the intake and outgoing kind of process of things.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think to factor that in. But yeah, the roster limit, like, obvious reasons as to why those numbers shrunk. And you could probably look across all teams in that year and probably see a dip from just about everybody, some more, some less, depending on the portal action too. But that's a great point. That. If you guys want to keep chiming in, feel free to do so. Starter Heyman text line always open, as well as the streams. I'm going to give you some would you rather NBA scenarios on the other side of morning Pierson-El, and I'm going to get your take on which situation you would rather have. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. To morning Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you in a bit.
If you're looking for a workplace that feels like home, Midwest Bank might just be the place. We're hiring a personal banker in Lincoln who enjoys helping others and being a part of a close-knit team. With great perks and a community-focused mission, you'll feel right at home here. Porque aquí todos son bienvenidos. Apply today at Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer. Member FDIC.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and frosty drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the walls so you'll never miss a play. Stop in for their incredible daily specials like $3 tall boys on Mondays, 5 wings for less than $6 on Wednesdays, and $20 beer buckets on Fridays. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
A single mom of 3 was facing eviction, struggling with a recent separation, health issues, and no job or childcare. She feared losing everything, especially her children. But then she found support in her community made possible by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. She was connected to support. By the end, her bills were paid, she left her new job, and hope replaced fear. This is what the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation does. They lift up young people and families so they can find stability, build brighter futures, and power a stronger workforce. Ready to help make more stories like this come true? Support the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation on Gift to Lincoln Day.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back in Don't Punt Hour. DeMornay Pierson-El and Harrison Arn's going to keep it locked in on NBA, although feel free to drag the conversation into other categories using the Sarah Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961, you're welcome to do the same thing there. Good morning, Pierson-El. I'm going to give you some would you rathers. And I think the best way to think about this when I'm talking about players, just you get the best overall player. That's all we're asking for here. We'll start off with a tough one. Luka Doncic or SGA? Who would you rather have?
SGA.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I would go SGA too. I thought
SGA's younger. He's been a lot more healthier. Like Luka has had health issues. I won't say health issues. Luka has had missing game issues. And I mean, at least SGA is more of a two-way player. So I mean, I'll take SGA, and it's not close. Luka's gifted, but I'm taking SGA.
What if I told you Luka play? Why is it? I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. What if I told you Luka throughout his career
SGA
only has 3 seasons where he played 50 games or less? And he played us. He played 70, 66, 65, 66.
SGA.
What if I told you they're both 27 and Luka got in the NBA?
You changing a Denver? You asked. I said SGA.
No, they are both 27. Like Luka's not. Okay. I'm going SGA too. I just really thought you'd go the other way with you, and I thought we'd sit here and argue about it a little bit. But no, if you want to go Luka, you could argue the playmaking. But to your point, I'm going SGA. He's an efficient killer out there. Like if I want a guy who's going to go get me a bucket when I need it, and I have the option between Luka or SGA, I'm going to give it to SGA. He can get the mid-range off. He's an absolute monster going downhill. He knows how to get defenders off balance to where, you know, you could say it's a flop. Sometimes he's just getting people way off balance, and they are just running into him, and it's no flop intended. He's just, the defender has no idea where to be. Luka, if you want to go that route, they're both really the same age. Injuries was a thing that I pointed out as well when I talked about this earlier and why I'd maybe also go SGA. But I just like SGA's ability to be that finisher and close out games. And what he's doing with the Thunder, he's got maybe better players around him, but That's an argument. Luka's still got LeBron.
I mean, Luka. We've seen Luka by himself. We've seen Luka with other superstars and everything like that. And like I said, I'm not knocking his game, but eyes closed and I got to throw a dart, I'm taking SGA, and it's not close.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Donovan Mitchell or Jalen Brunson?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, me too. Why Donovan Mitchell?
I think his style of play, I think he brings to the table a little bit more. Nothing, not to take away from Brunson. I like it. I haven't seen a long period necessarily of him kind of at stardom. I guess you can say that. Donovan Mitchell has been playing at an elite level in Utah. He was carrying Utah for a while and everything like that. So I think I'm just more. I think he's the safer pick.
Okay. I'm the same way there. I think he offers a little bit more defensively. They're about the same height, but Donovan Mitchell, he's like 25 pounds heavier. And
he's bigger. His versatility, not to say that Brunson can't get things, because he can, but even earlier in Mitchell's career with him attacking the basket and everything like that, mid-range, getting to the bucket, three-point and everything like that. I just like his style, how he does it, him incorporating everybody else. I just like what he brings to the table just a little bit more than Brunson, and that's nothing to take away from him.
No, and I'd be curious too, like if the Cavaliers, we've talked about this before, we love the Garland connection between those two, the way they were able to play off the ball with each other. I think Jalen Brunson, he can play off the ball, and he gets a lot of credit for that. Knicks, so can Donovan Mitchell. Like, he's really good off the ball if you give him another guard like what he had in Garland. So that's why I go with Mitchell. I think Brunson's a great player. Those two are really close. Like, if you would have went Brunson, I wouldn't have hated it at all. SGA had stronger feelings about wanting SGA over Luka, but those players close. I'm going to go Donovan Mitchell. He's a little bit bigger. I think he's got a little bit more ability defensively, and I think he has proven that he can play off ball and be highly, highly effective in it. And, both guys got good teams around him. You got Evan Mobley, defensive player of the year. And then for Brunson, you got Karl-Anthony Towns. Not maybe he's gifted defensively, but arguably one of the best shooting bigs of all time. And a lot of that because bigs weren't shooting back in the day. So he's worked up into that category. Let's go in hypothetical situations here. Peak Kawhi Leonard or peak Kevin Durant?
Ooh.
This one seemed easy, and the more I thought about it, the more stumped I got. While you're thinking about it?
I think I'm going to go KD.
Okay, why KD?
Because we've seen a young KD evolve and get there necessarily without a system. Not to say that Kawhi couldn't or whatnot, but him being in San Antonio, I think, definitely made him shine even more, and that's kind of been his game everywhere else that evolves back to that. Kevin Durant had to kind of figure it out, get it out the mud on his own, and I think his ceiling is just a little bit high, and that's a tough one. That's really a tough one. But we've seen Kevin Durant be the franchise face of things, go to a finals. I know they lost, beat up 3-1. I understand what that was or whatnot. But scoring-wise, he's a problem, and he plays defense. Not to say that Kawhi doesn't or whatnot, but him being, 8 foot tall definitely helps.
Oh, he's a matchup problem. And Kevin Durant actually does not get enough respect defensively. And I'm glad you said that, because most people, I'm going to say Kawhi.
I'm not mad at it. Like that's the hardest one.
I think out of all the ones I've said so far, like I said, I've been back and forth. But I'm glad you said Kevin Durant has good defense, because most people just say Kawhi Leonard because of the defense. Yes, but also it's not like Kevin Durant was nobody. I mean, that wingspan proved problems frequently for a lot of players that Kevin Durant was guarding.
I think he would get a lot more respect if he got one on his own by himself type situation, to where there's always going to be an asterisk next to the championships he's won. But at the end of the day, if the game is scoring, he's one of the best to do it. So give me him.
I don't hate it. I'm on Kawhi Leonard because of exactly what you said. He was the best team, and
you said Luka because of his injury stuff. Is that not the same thing with Kawhi?
And we're talking about in their peak.
Oh, okay.
I said that at the beginning. If not, we can rewind the tape, but I'm almost positive I did. Kawhi Leonard, that Toronto Raptors run, it's been very rare that I see a player just will their team to an NBA Finals ring. Dirk Nowitzki did it the one year, and that's why he's a legend. Kawhi Leonard did it with the Toronto Raptors, and he was there with the Spurs. He knew he played second fiddle. He played third fiddle, and then he's with the Toronto Raptors, and it was all on him to go win that series. And he had great help from guys like Pascal Siakam, but it was Kawhi Leonard. And that Game 7, hanging on the rim, it's just forever burned in my mind. Not going to hate either direction you go with Pete Kevin Durant or Pete Kawhi Leonard. Both incredible talents, but I would go the edge on Kawhi. He's a little bit better on defense, but the thing that gets me over not a little bit. He's better on defense, but that's no disrespect to Kevin Durant. Kawhi Leonard's just in his own league with that hand size. It's unreal. But also, he's put the entire roster on his back, and he's willed a team to an NBA Finals and then still left. So he's got ice cold in his veins all the way through. Let's go. We can have some fun with this one. Buddy Hield or Jordan Poole?
Can we skip?
Yeah, I'm taking Buddy Hield, but you can take whoever.
That's the real take.
The real one I want to go with. This isn't really much of a would you rather. It's more who owned this era of the NBA. We went from a very clear lineage of Bird, Johnson, Sheridan era. Michael Jordan took over. Kobe Bryant had it. LeBron James had it. Or was this era split with LeBron James and Steph Curry? Is it LeBron's era or is it a split era?
I think it's a split era. I mean, you got to give respect to what LeBron did and everything like that. Towards the back half of it, Steph definitely changed the game. I mean, if you look at all the players that you just said, they were necessarily game changers. Steph, took things to a different level. So you got to give respect to LeBron and you have to give respect to Steph. So I think it's a split.
I think it's a split era too. And I know some people will get on their chair and say it's LeBron's era. It would have been LeBron's era if he didn't play to the age of 41. The fact that he's still playing, like he's technically in an era that, to my mind, is split. You go look at jersey sales. Who do you think the number one jersey sale was last year?
Steph or
this year?
Cooper Flag, probably.
No, you had it right. Steph Curry.
Steph still?
Yeah, like kids still love Steph Curry. Like they can't get enough of Steph Curry. Who do you think number 2 was?
LeBron.
Luka.
Oh,
LeBron is all the way down at number 5.
I mean, he's still top 5.
He's still top 5 at 41. I mean, it tells you a lot. And part of that is LeBron James fans probably have like 5 LeBron James jerseys and they still ordered another one. So being number 5 is incredible territory. But just to point out that Steph Curry is sitting at number 1 and he's been up there pretty consistently for a while. So I think it's fair to say it's a split era between those guys. If you go to a gym,
I mean, when would you stop LeBron's era?
Until he retires. It's just kind of sharing. Him and Steph Curry are both kind of in the limelight of their eras, and it's rare that you have 2 players. Well, maybe not so much. Magic Johnson and Bird, they were kind of simultaneous, but LeBron's just been playing for so long, and Steph Curry's still out there that I think it's fair to say that they're still kind of sharing the era together because Steph Curry's still, like I said, number 1 in jersey sales. LeBron's at number 5. Guys like Luka are maybe the next face of the NBA, but it could be guys like Anthony Edwards, who was number 6, just behind LeBron James, if you were curious, because I know Edwards is, I'd say, a fan favorite between you and me both, and a lot of people I talk to. A lot of people enjoy watching Anthony Edwards. To the text line, let's get from Dan from Canopy. He says, Kawhi has fake injuries. Not a fan of that. He would take peak KD over Kawhi Leonard. I'm assuming what that means. And he says LeBron is a fraud. So he'd definitely be willing to split the era with LeBron James. I'm saying this before. I've hit the Tom Brady era with LeBron James to where I was tired of watching Tom Brady. And at the end, I said, let me just buckle in. Like, this guy's really good at the sport. I'm not going to get a lot of opportunities left to watch him. That's kind of where my mind's turned on LeBron. And I grew up in the Kobe versus LeBron age. So it took me a while to get there, but I mean, at this point, if you, it's fine if you don't like LeBron James for whatever reason.
But I mean, like I said, I respect what he's doing. Like you
Yeah.
have to.
He's at a point where he's 41 years old, averaging 28, 7, and 6. Like he's just doing LeBron. He's been doing LeBron James forever. And if they win tonight, let me do a quick peek at the box score before. Well, the lead quite a bit, 82-93. LeBron.
I got a comparison on Would You Rather, but I'll ask after you finish.
All right, just to put it in perspective, LeBron James, he is 6 for 13, 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. He's got 14 points. He's got 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 steals already on the day. And Austin Reeves is 8 for 14. If you're looking for him to come back, he's having a much better bounce back. But they are down 95-82. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Thunder leading it. All right, Dumorne, what do you got for me?
Tatum or Edwards?
Edwards. Next.
That was quick. That was really quick.
Brown or Tatum?
Brown.
See, I think I still go Tatum, but I think it's a little bit closer than people be willing to argue. Okay, here's one that maybe feels a little bit more closer to the mark. Tyrese Halliburton or Jaylen Brown?
Brown.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, well, if we take the injuries aside, does it change it? Like if he's still
No.
Okay, I'm going Halliburton because he almost pushed the Thunders in ways I never saw coming. And without Halliburton, oh my Lord, that team, horrible. Like just not even close. To see what Halliburton does for that team last year, to see what it looked like this year without him, I think the Celtics could be competitive without Brown, not to the same degree. They definitely need his services. The Pacers fell apart.
I mean, what seed were the Celtics this year?
The 1 or the 2 seed, excuse me.
I mean, I understand that they had a first round exit, but this was his real first opportunity to lead a team and lead a franchise. I mean, he got you to a number 2 seed, and in the playoffs, I mean, your supporting cast necessarily just didn't show up. Like I can't put that on necessarily on him. So
that's totally fair.
So like, yeah, I'm taking Brown.
All right, I'm taking Halliburton. I don't hate that, but I'm going to take the guy who really pulled off some magic last year, and hopefully he's healthy. He's had some weird.
I mean, he's got a former champion on his team, so I mean, what Siakam was on the team this year. What did Indy do?
Nothing.
They didn't make the playoffs. Tatum wasn't on the team and what did the Celtics do? Still secured the number 2 seed.
Yeah, Pacers were 19 and 13 this year. So like,
I mean,
we're both going at it from different angles, but they're not too far in minds of thought. I'm going with the Pacers because
I'm not taking Hallie. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Hey, you can take Brown. Just make sure that his hairline isn't rubbing off on you when you're hanging out with him.
I mean, he's still gonna punch it in on people, so I'll take it. I don't care.
I am a big fan of Jaylen Brown's game, but I really do enjoy watching both those players. To wrap things up on the final segment, Demorne, were you able to catch Draymond Green and Charles Barkley going at it?
Man, oh man.
We'll talk about those antics on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. Demorne Pierson-El, Harrison Arns.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for their members. Whether it's a range session to get accurate club distances, 18 holes with some buddies, or a one-on-one lesson with Back Nine's PGA teaching professional, their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators are there to help you lower your score in perfect conditions. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, the premier indoor golf experience.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back in, wrapping things up here. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns, and we're going to get into Draymond Green's antics on a not-so-great segment of NBA's Inside the NBA. Draymond Green went after Charles Barkley. I don't know if he was trying to be funny, if it was sarcastic, or if it was serious, but it went poorly. It got to a point where they were discussing the future of the Warriors. And at one point in time, Draymond Green told Charles Barkley, quote, "I think the goal is just to not look like you in the Houston Rockets uniform. It's ultimately the goal for us." So a lot of levels of disrespect there.
I mean, do you expect anything less from Draymond?
I expect him to value his media career a little bit more, seeing how much
He's a person that has always said what he wanted to, regardless of anything. If he feels a certain way and you tick him off enough, this is a person that has punched his own teammate.
Yeah, he did. Mr.
So,
Poole.
am I surprised? Absolutely not.
I was a bit baffled by the statement because if he had any little bit of idea on Charles Barkley's career, he averaged more points, rebounds, and assists in his last career with the Rockets than Draymond Green did just this last season.
Again, and Draymond tries to play dirty, so you know what the intent was, regardless of it. So again, like I said, I'm not surprised by it. It's sad that a former player, a great like that, and everything like that has to get involved. Things get personal, and it's just unnecessary. I mean, it's all about opinions, and people can say what they want about things or whatnot, but again, I'm not shocked by anything Draymond does. He stepped on people, he's choked people out, he's punched his own teammates. So I mean, are you thinking he's not going to use his words to do things? Like, come on now.
Yeah, you know what? It's a great point. Sometimes history is worth looking at, and your history would say that's not surprising. What happened on Inside the NBA? I'll just say this much about it. It wasn't like horrible, like, wow, these guys are going to start swinging at each other. But it was one of those to where you're looking, and shout out to the people, 93.7, you were looking at just the most awkward silence. You have Kenny and Ernie just kind of looking at Draymond in dead silence, like, is that supposed to be funny, a joke? And then it just kind of carried on. But not great time in the media for Draymond. He got, really worked by Rivers, and now he got worked on Inside the NBA. With that being said, if they look at this and say, maybe we don't want Draymond Green as the next Inside the NBA guy, is there a player that you would love to fill that seat?
That's like a former player that's in on that or not? Or
they can still be playing if you want. I would imagine a player towards the end of his careers.
I mean, I've seen Carmelo do some things on and off. I think the way he talks and can provide insight on things and whatnot, he's seen a lot. He's done a lot. I think he would be a good voice because he voices good, bad, ugly, and other sides, that stuff that people might not want to talk about. I mean, he's straightforward. I think he would be a good person, somebody who's on the back end of their career to do it.
I love him.
I think Chris Paul would be great.
Yes,
I know he just retired, but I think Chris Paul would be good.
I like those two. I haven't heard Carmelo Anthony yet, but I like the idea of Carmelo Anthony on there. I think he's got a great personality. Obviously, if anyone watched him, like, he'd be hilarious. The easy ones, LeBron James, Steph Curry, you could put them out there. I think
they're going to have so many other things. Like, they might not even want to do that.
That is very true. But if I'm just being selfish, I can pick anyone. A guy that would be funny, he's nowhere near the end of his career, but I just think it'd be funny having Jokic talk about Inside the NBA. I just seeing how locked he is to it. It might be a disaster and one where you only do one show with him, but those are the guys that I have way down the road after his greatness and after he hoists a couple NBA championships. Give me Anthony Edwards on the mic. But until then, I think Carmelo Anthony might be the best pick I've heard so far. So, good morning, Pierson-El. With that being said, appreciate you as always. I'll talk to you next week. Don't go anywhere, though. Late night in Lincoln with Nick Wyman.